Yo, what is good? So, processing dense emotions and I guess cultivating emotional intelligence. Because that's what we're doing, right? When we're purging, when we're going into the depths of our emotions, we're broadening, right? We're broadening what we're allowing ourselves to feel. So I just want to talk a bit about how I experience things, how I have experienced things, how I've processed dense emotions within myself. So a lot of it is, let's say, just gaining awareness, right? Cultivating awareness of what you're feeling, right? Because that's the first step. Is bringing awareness to your feelings, whatever may arise within you, because a lot of what we're doing in society is running from our feelings, repressing them, suppressing them, denying them, and pushing them back down and letting them build up, and we're not actually feeling them. Like, they may be there, but we're not feeling the fullness of them, and we're limiting ourselves. And when you suppress things, obviously they'll keep coming back up in different ways through addictions, certain habits, experiences, relationships. So purging is, I would say, for me, it's like allowing, right? Holding space for those emotions, right? Holding space for those emotions to come up, to just be there and be felt. And purging requires you to, I would say, the best way for me, was to, in a way, like, detach from what my mind was saying and identifying with these emotions, right? Because a lot of the times when we because when we have these dense emotions, naturally it reflects in our thoughts, and if we're following these thoughts, they just, like, a lot of the times they can just ingrain us in further into this darkness, and you're kind of, because if you're in your head too much, you're not actually feeling the emotions to the fullest, right? So I guess it's more about just coming into your heart space rather than just being over-analyzing everything. So, and just allowing, right? That's the process of surrender, is taking accountability for those emotions, right? Feeling them, allowing them to be there. And when you allow them, hold space for them, yes, it can be uncomfortable, and it can be a lot, but that uncomfortableness is you expanding, is you broadening your emotions, right? Your emotional range and what you're capable of feeling. And when you do that with density and heavy emotions, it allows you to feel the lighter emotions to the same capacity, right? So, like, it's a balancing thing. So it requires you to take time to yourself, right? Meditation, like self-inquiry, and each emotion there's different ways to process them, right? And different people have different ways, right? Some people, expressing through dance, through, I would say, healthy avenues that allow you to express these things, right? Some other people like, I guess for me, it's more about just sitting and purging. I mean, that's like different emotions require different things. Like some things I can, go dance off, right? But so with that, different emotions require different, I guess, different ways of purging, right? So sometimes certain emotions need just space, and that letting go and surrendering into them, and just it's about holding space, not being overly in the mind about things, just holding space, right? Other emotions may need, and it's good to ask these parts of yourself, what do you need? Be like comforting and nurturing to those parts that are hurt, right? Or are in darkness, So some parts might need you to actively be loving to those parts, right? Some just need your comfort, right? Some just need space. So that's what building emotional intelligence is knowing what your emotions need, and how to nurture yourself, your emotions and your feelings. So when you allow yourself to feel more things, and you really go to the depth of your emotions, you're cultivating that intelligence, that emotional intelligence, and you're taking away a lot of those fears of feeling certain things and expressing certain things and being seen, certain things being seen by others. And it's it can be uncomfortable, but at the same time, it's liberating you, because you're able to, when you're purging it and you process so much density, you're making room for the other end, more joy, more love, more gratitude in your heart for even just small things. You're grateful for the small things. You're grateful for, you have more gratitude in your heart, right? So I know for me, when I first started my, I guess, awakening, right? It was really heart-centered. So a lot of real difficult and dense energies came up in my heart space. And I guess since a child it was always like that, right? But when my awakening started, it was more of a conscious, actually feeling and allowing myself to feel these things. Whereas when I was a child and a teenager, it was more looking externally for a solution. So whether that be substances, addictions, overconsumption of things, and with the access of information we have, especially, when we have this deep-rooted shame or unworthiness, we just reach out. We have that void, we're going to reach out to fill that void. So, but I guess when my awakening started, right, and I had that sense of something greater, it allowed me to pull myself out to a bird's eye view and see things from a greater picture. And then that allowed me to see that my emotions were showing me something, and that I needed to pull back a bit and hold space for those emotions and allow them to work themselves out. And for me, it was like a long, slow process, right? It was each day just feeling allowing whatever wanted to come up, and doing things that helped with that process. Going out in nature barefoot, each morning, getting that early morning sun, meditation in morning and night. I wasn't perfect, but those things help with the process for sure. Doing things that you don't necessarily want to do, but that when you do them, it's going to bring you that extra bit of energy to help with the processing. Because man, it can take a lot out of your body. To processing these emotions and stuff, it can really drain your energy. It can really take a lot out of you, and you know, that shows how powerful it is when we do process these emotions, because we're doing a lot for our body, and we're clearing out a lot of this stuff. And when you've cleared out so much, right, you've cleared out, it's like you're taking away the clouds, right? It's like, and you're allowing the sun to shine more. Like the sun was always there shining, you know, your soul, it's always there shining, your presence, it's always there. But those clouds of, you know, self-doubt and unworthiness and shame, fear, those were kind of clouding things. But when you allow those things to come up and be felt and surrendered to and let go of, then you're taking away those clouds, and you're more free. You're more, you know, in your truth, in your true expression, and you're no longer, you know, you're not as scared as what other people are thinking, because you're more in your authenticity. You're more in your confidence, right? You've got that broad range of like emotional intelligence where like you can allow yourself to feel things and feel like a more wide range of things, and it's beautiful. So hopefully this helps someone. Appreciate you for watching. Thought I'd just make a quick video, you know, just explaining what I've gone through and what I'm going through now, and every day, right? Every day is another day of clearing things out. And like I would say, there's always more work you can do, and that doesn't mean that it's always going to be negative, right? It's just saying that we can always free ourselves more. We can be more free, and the further we go on that, you know, on this path, the more free we get, right? The more open and the more we free ourselves. So I appreciate you for watching. Cheers, out.